workshop on is it shared now? Okay. The workshop on the preparing research proposal for topics on integration of knowledge. Thank you very much, Brother Zaim, for being the moderator for today, and you are going to be with him for the whole day. And thank you also to Pak Habib. I just invited him just to observe some of the children of Pak Habib from Indonesia will be attending. And also our colleague, Brother Dr. SHAAYA OSMAN will be with me this morning in this first session. Also, we have Professor Dr. ROSLINA also will be with me this morning. This workshop, basically, we developed in such a way that because we found students are having difficulty in searching for the topics, in searching for the materials, and get acquainted with the methodology and so on, especially for those who are interested to do their research based on the topic of integration of knowledge. The word integration of knowledge being explained by Brother Shahran the session before, and he was talking about Islamization of knowledge. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't go down. Oh, okay. For the whole of 2 days, you'll be meeting the speakers over here. We have Professor Omar Hassan Kasuli, the Secretary General of IIT, will be giving your talks. Professor Dr. Fauzan, myself, Professor Aslam, and Dr. Haji SHAAYA, Professor ROSLINA, and Dr. Kabuye from IIUM, and also Dr. Riyasat Amin from economics. Each of them will have their own topics. The speakers for this morning, as has been introduced by Brother Zaim, myself, Dr. ROSLINA, and Haji SHAAYA, we will come just informal with you to get to know you and for you to get to know the topic, what we intend to speak. The objective of this seminar is to guide the students, especially the fresh student coming to master's or PhD programs. And some of you are doing master's maybe without thesis. Some of you have done, I saw this morning one person who have already completed his PhD and doing another PhD, and different kind of experience. Maybe they are joining this workshop, they can share their experiences together with all of you. And we want to assist the researchers to create a good and quality research proposal for their postgraduate program. So a little bit a brief introduction to research proposal, writing research proposal. Selecting the right topic is very tough one. It's not that easy because your area is so big. Maybe you have bachelor in, which is very wide. Your bachelor may be very wide. You have studied many things, you know? And when you start with your master's degree, you need to find a topic for your thesis. So you want to do so many things. So you have to go and approach the supervisor, you know. So choosing the topic is one of the main tasks that you are going to face, you know. Especially the topic that you are going to do, something related to the integration of knowledge. If you are in the field of Islamic studies or Islamic review knowledge, you want to do a research that will connect between your Islamic studies and the conventional knowledge. You want to connect with social science, you want to connect with education, you want to connect with psychology, you want to connect with economics, but what your major area is Islamic studies. So of course this is a difficult thing. So we are going to guide you on that. And then writing the purpose of the research, the first question you need to answer is a research proposal is the purpose of the research. You need to explain the facts of the problems and the importance. And then in writing the research proposal, there are many formats. This is one of the formats that I can show it to you. You need a title, you need the background and the rationale of your research, and then of course the time limit. Your master's is going to be 1 year, for example. You need to finish your research within, let's say, 7 months. So the topic that you choose, you must make sure that you are able to complete within 6 to 7 months. You are able. Otherwise, you won't be able to graduate within time. Same thing if your PhD program is for 3 years. Don't wait until the 3rd year for you to start writing your proposal to the professor. You keep on reading, you will never end. So we have Professor Dr. ROSLINA will guide you how to make a fast reading, fast searching for material, more relevant material can be achieved. And then research question and objective. Explain the problem and issues of the research question and write the research objective. And the other aspect is research methodology. So sometimes we do not know what kind of methodology you are going to use. You know what you want to do research. Is it going to be a quantitative research or qualitative research? Or is it a library research? So all this kind of thing need to be identified. You must be prepared with that. That's why some universities, students are required to take courses on research methodology before they start with the program. So this is very important. We have Professor Dr. SHAAYA who will be with us. He's a very experienced person who have been working with statistics department, fisheries department, doing all kind of research. And he has been teaching in several institutions. And then our first session will be covered by Sister Dr. ROSLINA on searching for materials and writing literature. And then the next one will be Professor Dr. SHAAYA will be on choosing appropriate research method for your research. And then Professor Omar Hassan Kasuli will be talking to you on understanding the concept of research, on integration of knowledge, and then myself will be talking about the ethical issues to be observed in research process. So Islamic or conventional, you need to observe. You need to observe the issues. The issues will be everywhere, starting from choosing the topic until the end of your research. Then the next session will be. The first session tomorrow will be with Professor Dr. Fauzan. He will be talking to you how to choose a topic and prepare a good proposal for topics on integration of knowledge. So this is through his experience, supervising hundreds of students at master's and PhD level. He would be able to tell you on the issue of choosing a topic and prepare a good proposal for the program of information technology and communication technology. But even though he'll be talking to this kind of student, but you all in different disciplines can listen to him, because you will never expect that information technology can be Islamized. So Brother Fauzan will be touching a little bit on that, how you talk about integration of Islamic knowledge and information and communication technology. And then we will go to the next speaker, how to choose a topic and prepare a good research proposal for masters, for the topics on the economics, in the field of economic and business management. So we have Professor Aslam, Professor of Islamic Economics at IIUM. We have Dr. Raisat Amin Imon, assistant professor, but we very well researched lecturer in the faculty in the Kulliyyah. We'll be talking to you about this. And the next topic will be to choose a topic on good research proposal for the field of human sciences. For example, psychology, sociology, communication, education. So some of you who are here, Associate Professor Dr. Hazizan was the former dean of the Kulliyyah, and he's very expert in the integration of knowledge. We'll be talking to you, if you are in the field of human sciences, how can you integrate with Islamic values? So he is an expert in that. Inshallah, he will be talking to you on that. And then we will have group discussion. This one will be assisted by Brother Zaim and Brother Shazwan. Maybe they will break you into groups, into classroom, so you can start discussing how to develop a proposal in your group, so that after that you will present the report from there at the end of the session. And then after that we continue again for topics on integration of knowledge for Islamic studies and review knowledge. We have Dr. Kuliyyah Osman Sulaiman. He is in the Kuliyyah of Islamic Studies or Islamic Review Knowledge. People in the field of Islamic knowledge, in Islamic Review Knowledge, would like to write their thesis with integration of human sciences. So Dr. Kuliyyah will be very good at that, and he will advise you on how the integration could be done. And then after that, at the end of the session tomorrow, we have group presentation. Each group will appoint a group leader. Someone will present based on the discussion that you have earlier. And then we have a closing remark by our director, Professor Dr. Fauzan Nordin. That's a little bit what we are going to cover. The participant, in fact, we wanted to make the workshop very small. Okay, the number 30 to 50 is a good one, because when we teach postgraduate students, we don't teach 100 students in a class. But what we want is about 30 to 50 students in a class, so that there will be enough participation. So we are inviting students from Indonesia, Thailand, Brunei, Cambodia, Myanmar, Philippines, and also invited participants from Caribbean and others. So since the number of students who registered for this workshop exceeding the number, so we need to break this into 2 or 3 workshops. The same workshop will be repeated in the next 2 or 3 weeks, inshallah. So Brother Zaim, who will be talking with you this morning, he will be the moderator for the session, the whole session, as I told you. Brother Shazwan, in charge of moderator, but in charge of the technical, will register you, will issue certificate, will send you the e-books produced by IIT. You can request from him. But if you feel that there are some IIT book might be useful to you for your research, please let us know, and then so that we can mail it to you. Either on soft copy, but for the hard copy we also have. And please contact with Brother Zaim or Brother Shazwan on this. And then we have our representative from each country. Dr. Ali Zaman is the director for IIT in Philippines, Dr. Maulana in Myanmar, Dr. Hazlin from Brunei, and Dr. Habib is from Indonesia. So anything that you need to know, because if you're going to contact us, you can contact our rep in those countries. So that's a little bit on what we are going to do for today and tomorrow. And this morning, Brother Shahran has briefed you what IIT is. So the reason why we call this the first workshop, because we have not done any workshop on on research methodology, but we have done it on other things. We just finished our summer and winter camp for undergraduate students, and then we do teachers training in various disciplines. We will covering the workshop on the institution. There will be a workshop on 1-day workshop on running a private university or a Wakaf university, and many other things that the QIP is doing. Almost every week we will have programs. So this week there are 2 or 3 programs going on, and also next week we will be having the talk on memorial talk on Professor Malik Badri, a famous psychologist, Islamic psychologist, and you all are welcome to attend. We will be sending to you the invitation, inshallah. So now I leave it to my 2 colleagues, Dr. Haji SHAAYA and Professor ROSLINA. So maybe we can invite Professor ROSLINA first to talk a little bit on the her experience. Sister Professor ROSLINA is a first-class master's and PhD graduate. I knew her a long time ago, and I'm sure she is going to tell you her experience. Not only to score with the CGPA 4.0, but she did very well in her thesis, and her field is information system, information retrieval. So this is very important. Now I welcome Professor Dr. ROSLINA.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. And Jazakallah khair to Prof. Dato Jamil Osman. Yes, I have known Prof. Dato Jamil Osman since many years ago, ever since I entered the International Islamic University Malaysia, UIA. And that was, I guess, in the early 1990s. So it's like 1992. So imagine how many years is that, okay? And in fact, Datuk Jamil was also among those who have motivated and encouraged me in my academic work, in my research, and also my publications. So now I can still see that Dato is motivating the young ones as well. So he never stopped at motivating young researchers, so it's nice. Okay, Alhamdulillah, may Allah reward him. So actually, when it comes to research, okay, it's like a journey, okay, it's like a journey, and we should never give up, okay. So definitely there will be success and failure story, okay. However, these are really testing, okay, our knowledge and also our patience, okay, and also our passion, okay. So our love for research, okay. So once we are already in the research circle, okay, where we have mentors and also our mentees, okay, so we felt that we are not alone because the guide will always come from these mentors, and then we can also learn new challenges from the mentees, okay. With regard to my PhD, Alhamdulillah, I got a very good supervisor, a prominent one. He was among the first batch, okay, of students in this area of information retrieval, particularly the evaluation component, which is not easily done, okay. But what I learned from him is beyond the PhD, okay. So I still remember when I first arrived, I met him, and then he said, "How are you? Everything? Have you settled down?" And then I said, "Yes." So and then he said, "How many articles can you read a week?" So I said, "I can read 30 articles a week." And then he said, "That's not enough. And you ever thought of how many articles can you read a week before coming here?" So when I heard it, I felt so scared, and then I told my husband, let's go to the United States. I don't think I can survive in this country's academic, style or programs, okay, or approach. So, but then I said, I'm already here, so I think that will be easy. So I went to see him again, and I negotiated. So I asked him, how many articles should I be reading a week? So he said minimum is always 100. So, and then I said to myself, how can I read 100 articles in a week? So I negotiated with him because that was my intention of seeing him for the second time. So he said, okay, what number can you go, the maximum? So I said 50. So he said, we can start 50 for 2 weeks. After that, it has to be minimum 100. So I told him frankly, I said, I never expect that I have to read 100 articles. So I guess, I'm not so ashamed to say that I might give up, okay? So imagine at that time, there is no online databases, it's only CD-ROMs, okay? But then I checked with the librarian, they say that they have comprehensive collections in my field, okay, library and information science. So I said, okay, 50 is fine. And then he said to me, you're very determined, so I'm going to teach you how to read 50 to 100 articles per week. And he taught me that. So from there on, okay, I realized that I have developed my skills, okay, in reading those articles from the different types of review perspective, okay, and then also how to highlight and then how to put my argument across. So I hope, okay, in today's session, I'll be sharing you some of the tips, okay, because just like other mentors, okay, I have also mentored some of my students, and Alhamdulillah, my students, they are very good in searching. So if I say to them, okay, all right, I want a hypothesis that says these two relationships, and then straight away on that same day, they can find those articles that support the hypothesis. Okay, so really, it's not something that is difficult. Like when I first heard it from him, 100 articles per week, so I thought I would never survive. And frankly speaking, I thought of saying that, is there such thing as 100 articles, per week in my domain? Okay, so but anyway, it was a good experience. So that was the first one. And then he said to me that this is where you want to put your position, your work position in the field. Okay, where are you among other authors? So I hope that I will give you the most important tips, because it is really a learning process and also need practice. When I said practice, I did not mean that you go to the laptop, to the databases, and then you start practicing your skills. No, it has to be real information needs. Okay, and then as for the records that I would like to mention today, Alhamdulillah, none of my students, my PhD or any research students or students in my class plagiarize anyone's work. So it is a zero plagiarism, zero cheating, Alhamdulillah. So I guess that's all I have to say, Dato'. So thank you very much.
Dato', please unmute. Dato', please unmute.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Roslina. I'm sure there are a lot more things that she wants to share with you. Maybe the time constraint, but inshallah, she'll be meeting you immediately after this, inshallah. And our next person is my colleague, is Dr. Haji SHAAYA. Is another unique person. He has been a statistician, a researcher at the Fisheries Department, and he has been the CEO of very big corporations in Turkey for 18 years. And he was also the first Malaysian to export proton saga to Turkey. So very successful person. And he was a very senior person in fishery department before leaving to Turkey. and also very senior general manager in one of the banks in the country. And the uniqueness of Dr. Haji SHAAYA is that at his age now, I can't tell you how old is he. You look at him, he's still writing. He has his own TV channel online. Every day you can see that he's still writing. He writes books of different disciplines and he writes papers, although he's not as academician anymore in the university. And at another special thing, at his age, a person at the age of 71, not now, before, now it could be more, he obtained his PhD. And for what? At that age, because being a successful person like him. So maybe PhD is still fresh in his mind, how he struggled with his professors in 2.5 years with his professors, because he knows so many things, not all, but his professor doesn't know all the things that he knows. He wants to integrate many things, management, strategic management, maqasid Sharia, but those who are in the field of Islamic studies doesn't understand strategic management. Those who are in business could not understand the maqasid Sharia. So he found some difficulty. So he will share with you on this experience. Thank you. We welcome Brother Dr. Haji SHAAYA.
Thank you very much, Brother Professor Dr. JAMIL, and brothers and sisters. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. You can listen clearly now? You can listen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. If not, I could adjust my mic. Okay, anyway, Professor Dr. JAMIL said, let us be informal, yeah, in his first word just now. Okay, I think Professor Dr. JAMIL is my close friend since we did our statistic in IIUM, and later we went to pursue our study in London. We are also together, and then after we finished our statistics, that is Association of Statisticians, he went further to go for PhD, but I go for business because I see business a lot of money than academician. Okay, anyway, so in that case, that is the history. But anyway, why I keep on doing PhD? Because I think Professor JAMIL used to push me a lot. SHAAYA, please do PhD, please do PhD. I said, I don't need it. I'm a businessman. I'm retired. But he keep on pushing me. But at last, I fulfilled his wishes to do his PhD, to do my PhD. But it's really struggling because to choose a topic, I want it to be benefit to myself. I want it to be benefit to mankind. I want it to be different. I don't want to do for the sake of doing PhD. That's very important. So what I choose a title, which is very uncommon in that sense, it's not common. I choose Maqasid al-Sharia. Why I interested in Maqasid al-Sharia? Because Sharia is part of life. When I understand Maqasid al-Sharia, when I was with Professor JAMIL, he appointed me as the one of the associate professor at the time, I believe, yeah, Professor JAMIL. So I try to interact with these people, and even Dr. JAMIL used to push me to do something, Maqasid al-Sharia, in the speech of the ministers and so on. But so that I learned, and interest developed. I am basically a statistician, and also I did my master's MBA in strategic management. I am a businessman. So in that case, I try to integrate the two, Maqasid al-Sharia, application to strategic management, with the viability of the business. I mean to say, I could pattern my finding that nobody can do it. So it contributes in this world, the application of Maqasid al-Sharia, and then in terms of strategic management, and then together with the business. 3 elements. It's very difficult, as I say, because of dichotomy of knowledge. You cannot find books on Maqasid al-Sharia and strategic management. You can't find books on business related to strategic management, related to Maqasid. You can't find books. And you can't find expert in this field. And the professors also. Firstly, Dr. Jamil is my professor, or supervisor. Yeah, well, he wants go on, do it, do whatever you do. And then, of course, I have a changing of professors and so on. But anyway, I managed to put forward my thesis for many years in that sense that finish it with excellence in the sense. Okay, so these are the what we said before. Dr. ROSLINA, OSMAN, Professor ROSLINA, everybody having surname OSMAN. We are not brothers. Anyway, it happened. Professor JAMIL OSMAN, Professor ROSLINA OSMAN, SHAAYA OSMAN, so many OSMAN. But anyway, let us be taking into that as a brotherly, a sisterly. So today, I think today is very, to me, it's not hard in a sense. Before, yes, when we do the masters in the early 70s and 80s, it's very difficult. We have to go to the library. We have to sit in the library. We have to read journal, as what Professor Rina said. But today you can read e-journal. You can read many e-journal published in the internet. We can read e-book. We can build an e-book. You can see at the back, I have thousands of books when I was still in the 70s. I collect books. From in 1970s, when I was in London, I used to go to the bookstore and collect old books. I have thousands of books. This is only 1/3, 2/3 I've donated to the university and to the institution. This left 1,000 more. So in that case, before is very difficult. Today is very simple. You can see methodology, for example. You can find it in the internet. Various type of methodology suitable for qualitative research and quantitative research. The method they use different. Before now, we have to buy a book, and the book costs 250 ringgit, 100 ringgit. E-book now costs just 2 ringgit or $3 US. And you could develop, you could build your own library. So now I think the approach is simple. Don't make it difficult, you see, and try to solve the problem you face with the supervisors. Try to convince the supervisors. But the most important thing is your area of interest, area of expertise. That will develop you to focus and develop your own expertise, your own interest, and you can focus where to read to your own interest. And the subject of your interest, you'll like to read it again because it interests you very well. Right? Therefore, you can gather the knowledge and you can remember well. So I think that's what we have in a few minutes. I just want to go through.
No problem. Can carry on. Because we still have.
So everybody, the problem of getting topic of interest. So let us see. There are so many topics, so many problems, and so many opportunities. When I talk research, opportunities to pursue, opportunity to develop yourself, opportunity to develop the industry, opportunity to be the entrepreneurs yourself. You see, because you are doing your research. The research is your right, really. Okay, let's see the areas of interest in the integration of knowledge. Okay. Okay, it is, I just go to, okay. So just to give an example, because this is my area of I was advised by Professor Dr. JAMIL is to focus on overview of research. So let us see what is research as a whole. It's very simple. You see, look at that. You must understand type of research, the type of research, applied research, pure research, and mixture of pure and applied research. 3 types of research you must understand. It's very important. And then you must understand the method of analysis because it depends on your expertise. If you are a statistician or you have associated with some statistical friend, then you must do something qualitative. If you are not expert in the area, perhaps you do some biological research, biography research, or rather than to go into the case study of any attitude of psychologist research. There's different study you can go into qualitative. There's qualitative, you can see the quantitative research related to statistical analysis. It is objective in inferences. You must understand that. qualitative is the subjective, non-statistical analysis, and also subjective inferences. In certain cases now, they have developed that qualitative method could be geared toward statistical analysis. For example, content analysis that moving from traumatic analysis that go toward qualitative analysis. Frequency table, that is another area of development. The mixture of the two, qualitative, quantitative. When I did my research, I mixed the two. Qualitative, quantitative research, which is based on strategic management and business research. Qualitative, I use perceptions of scholars as well as managers in their attitude, perception toward adoptions of strategic maqasid al-syarikat and strategic management. So I combine the two. That is, I will explain to you in my detailed discussion. So you understand the method analysis. And of course, these are the basic research process. Anywhere you read the books, from the book you read, is a basic structure of research process. Research question, research proposal, as mentioned by Dr. ROSLINA and also Dr. Professor JAMIL, and then you cost research design. This research design and all this is depending on your objective of topics and also the choice of your method. Okay, this overview will be discussed in next session of my discussion. Okay, I just give you a summary why I use this method, because to be honest, my eye is not very good. So when I learn something from recent book, I summarize this in terms of format so I could remember it. You see, I could remember it, I can recall it. Is it? It's the same. If you read a journal or you read a book, try to capsulize it into maps so that you're not able to refer, but you can even recall it back. Okay, research, for example, applied research, it is trying to solve a problem, real problem, practical problem. Pure research, maybe it is just increase the scientific knowledge, like mathematical research, mathematical model, statistical model, to develop this further for development and model. But applied research is more to solve the problem, the real problem. And perhaps when Professor Omar, the Secretary General of IIT, did mention earlier, I always remember his word, try to do empirical research, try to do applied research, because applied research could solve the problem. Today, the world, the Muslim world, facing a lot of problems, as you can see. Just a good example, research in finance. You see, they have developed Islamic finance, Islamic banking, Islamic insurance, Islamic suku, Islamic law, and so on. You see, there's so many benefits that goes into it. Halal product research, you can see development halal food, halal industry. For example, I understand one of the students looking into Islamic quality standard. I think there's the management standard, I think Islamic quality standard by State Waka, I think, yeah. So these are development of standard yet to be developed in terms of, for example, Islamic advertising standard, Islamic code of ethics standard in terms of preparation of corruption and so on. These are the standard applied research. Okay, these ethical values, which has been discussed with DATO, and these are we talk about qualitative research and progress. Okay, just quickly. We can see today the worldview, yeah, the worldview. Today there are a lot of problem and opportunities. Great philosophy problem today that a lot of research in Islamic perspective. You can see on the right, due to technological development, this is what happened. Due to the social, this was social implication. This is environmental implication, catastrophe of what you call a greenhouse effect, definition of ozone layer, phosphorus, phosphorus, what you call poisonous or toxic waste. Now we can see them happen, toxic waste in waters, in water, and so on, unpredictable, global, and so on. And here we can see now it's a true commercialization, because secularism does not take into account any values. You understand? Secularism is introduced by 1880 in 80s by this, I can't remember his name, it's started calling something. You see that nothing to do, whatever work process to do, nothing to do with religion. We can see what happened now. Everything is commercialization. Now human trafficking is $3 billion US. Education is being commercialized. What do you call that? Medication now, you can see COVID-19 also being commercialized. Yeah. And then the technology will be commercialized. And then dichotomy, intellectual identification now, we're trying to integrate this, you see? Dichotomy of knowledge, specialization to specialization is not good in that sense. You can see the human degeneration, human trafficking, and so on, alcoholism, and all these things. And the other one is human deletion. You can see that cleansing in 20th century, that's the cleansing of people killing each other just to clean and killing and so on. These are the social, what we call problem. These are due to the environmental problem, due to technological advancement of today. How to solve it? All right. Islam is the only way. Islam is the only way. That's why we are Muslim. So why I map it out Islam, every one of us must understand Islam in a total perspective. Yeah, total perspective. We cannot understand Islam as one portion of it. Okay, let us define Islam. These are the books, various books, which are being tabulated in terms of maps, so that you'll be able to understand the overview of Sharia. Then this Sharia could be integrated to the work process. You have management, integrated management process, planning, organizing, and leading. Therefore, Sharia adds values to management process. It's the same as strategic management, the same Islamic quality, medical process, social process, whatever it is, it has to be integrated with Sharia. So, as a student, as a Muslim, we must understand Sharia in this perspective. Overall, I mean, if I could recall, Sharia, just simply understand is the commandment of Allah in all our activities, human activities here. You see? And the source of Sharia is Quran and Sunnah. Quran is the mothers of all books. I mean, what they call knowledge of all knowledge, you see? And then the practice of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And if you can't find that, you can see the secondary source, which is the councils of ulama and so on, is a method which is they're doing. In a sense that what is activities of Sharia? The activities of Sharia could be categorized into three: Aqidah, Akhlaq, Fiqh. Fiqh means rules and regulation relating to worshipping, relating to what you call munakahat. These are two areas where most of us have been discussing many years, focusing on this. Research is focusing on this. Sharia expert focusing on this. There's no integration between this and others. Muamalat. There are areas of well-developed Islamic finance. It's very good. Islamic finance is developed from just two verses of that Quran says that riba is haram. You see? From that two verses of riba, you can see that how Islamic finance developed into Islamic banking, Islamic insurance, Islamic bond, Islamic finding house, and so on, Islamic index, and so on. So these are areas that we are looking into it. Muamalat, many areas. Muamalat in terms of area of halal industry not related to food, cosmetic products, and then consumer product, and so on, in technological development. And also we look into jinayat. We have people now going to jinayat here, but we must do research. We must do how jinayat could be structured into the, what do you call that, law of the country. We have to research. We have to do that. Okay. All these areas with the objective of maqasid of Sharia. This is very important to understand. Whatever we do research, whatever we are going to do, our research, all the tactical strategy we're going to discuss in my next this afternoon, but it's to be fulfilled the objective of Islam. It has to overriding strategy is the maqasid of Sharia. It should protect our religion. It should be protect our life, human life. He should protect human intellect. He should protect human offspring. He should protect our wealth and resources. These are the basic maqasid al-Sharia. This I consider as the revealed knowledge of maqasid al-Sharia as a main objective and strategy. So let's go quickly now. So you can see here, research, here, Sharia, objective here is to solve this problem we have been mentioned, the catastrophe of the world. Islam is a solution. Do research, integrate with Sharia, and then these are the main objective of research. As an example, you can see now from the Quran, you go to reveal knowledge to human activities, business organization, community, government institution, then a lot of interaction, books and so on to be published as a guide to industry. You can see that Islamic quality control in hospitality industry, strategic management, in management a nation, company, and so on. Make it simple, you see. And then this is index of maqasid that we developed in 2015. And also you can see that how the student, you can interact here. Applied research, I am biased to what I'm from the industry. I'm biased to what applied research because I see that applied research getting benefit mankind in real world, and also in terms of you yourself can do it. If you want to be entrepreneurs, you have to go into applied research of your interest. Okay, you can see here. Just give an example. You see how Islamic Islamic book has been developed as a guide to industry in banking, in Islamic banking and finance. Some of our student research on accounting, Islamic accounting, that contribute to industry. This is very good. And you can see that there's a model, quality research that contribute to strategic management. And you can see here, just so whatever we do, as I said, maqasid al-Sharia is a main objective. We are creating a new mainstream of Islamic economy. Now, presently, mainstream of conventional economy, nothing to do with religion, nothing humanistic in that sense, because they have all the strategy. For example, here you can understand the generic strategy by Porter and Michael, and then Blue Ocean strategy by Kim and Rennie, and all other strategies. See, they are tactical strategies. They are just profit and money values. They don't talk of human in that sense. So reveal knowledge here, new knowledge, this maqasid al-Sharia, they will be able to enhance the present methods so that creating a new mainstream Islamic economy. So that is the ending of my overview, and next session in the afternoon I will discuss on this. Okay, thank you
thank you very much, Dr. SHAAYA, for giving a very detailed concept of research. We have about 5 more minutes. Zaim, we want to open this to the students, or because Sister Roslina will be coming the next session. If you have any question or anything, she will highlight more on her topic, inshallah, and then after this session. Okay, we open this to the student first. Maybe you want to ask more.